a successful approach to implementing knowledge management based on baselining, strategy and knowledge management plans. In this podcast, Tom Young of Knoco.com talks with Paul Whiffin, a knowledge manager of 12 years experience. A transcript of this conversation is available from the download section of the Knoco website, www.knoco.com.
Paul, what's the foundation for your approach to knowledge management?
The starting point for me is a baseline. First of all, before I work out a knowledge management strategy, where is the organisation already strong in the way it manages its knowledge and information? Where is it, in fact, at the current time, quite weak? And where is it somewhere in the middle? That does two things for me. Firstly, it says, okay, we're much clearer about where the organisation is strong and weak and somewhere in the middle. From there, you're able to build a strategy forward. But the second point, I think, which is equally important, is what it does, is it says to people, look, this is what KM could look like. If you're a fully effective learning organisation, you'll be able to score 10 out of 10 on all of these criteria for this baseline. So the very process to set that baseline is very effective at communication and coaching people in what a learning organisation looks like. Of course, from there, then, you can then create a knowledge management strategy for implementing a learning organization. Because you know that the baseline, you can start to say, okay, where are we going to do piloting? Who are we going to engage with? What's our broad strategy? How long is it going to take? What's the value of this to the business? And some further consultation with leadership there about creating a cohesive strategy with top-level sponsorship and support into the organisation. And from the top-level strategy, you can then work out a detailed implementation plan. Right, what specific communications need to happen and when? What's our budget constraints and so on? Where are our resources? Who's going to help us? What detailed piloting are we going to do, and how are we going to sort of measure the effectiveness of that? So you've got a high-level strategy from that initial baseline, and from there drops down a detailed, practical, pragmatic, resource-led and resource-supported implementation for driving and implementing KM and a learning organisation. The other foundations are then let's apply knowledge management plans around the organisation. For me, in my experience, they are extremely good at giving people a shape to what this looks like in their business area. People recognise that we're treating knowledge as an asset. You need a plan to manage that asset with roles and processes and technology, enabling technology in there. And I think straight away I'd say that in my experience, that has worked extremely well in engaging people. It gives them something concrete to get their arms around in their business area.
More information on the topics contained in this podcast can be found at the Knoco website. That's www.knoco.com.